Hey guys. I figured I'd get on here before I went home and answer these questions. Because I'm not going to be able to answer when I get home because somebody is going to be ready for her walk. So, I figured I'd do it right now. Hi. Hello. There was some good questions. I liked that they were questions that I haven't answered before, so that'll be good. So I think you can still type while you guys follow, but I don't know if you have to go out of the screen. I don't know. I hope everybody had a good Sunday. It was a beautiful day today in New York, New Jersey. So I don't know why I didn't do this before I turned this on. I really don't. I have no idea why. Seriously. Don't nobody want to see me put on lip gloss, lipstick. Okay. Let's get these questions. I love the melt lipsticks, but I don't like the applicator. Alrighty. Okay. All right, so where'd the questions go? Wait, I see it. Hold on. Okay, let's see. I don't want to touch this because then I want to mess it up. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, these are some really good questions, actually. Okay, so let's do this one. This says, thoughts on Diva Curl products controversy. Some people are currently experiencing hair loss. I have not heard anything about that. I have not heard anything. Actually, let me Google that right quick because I haven't heard anything about that. Pardon me 1 second. Stupid thing. Oh my God, I'm so sick of it. Oh, why doesn't it work? Why does it just go away from here? Go away, go away. I don't understand why this thing won't stay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I will say this. Okay? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just put a couple little bit more I went to the store, got some, because I actually emailed Boho Locks and asked them if I could purchase some more mermaid hair, and they told me no. Despite the fact that I've spent, the better part of $300 in the last month, I just wanted a little mermaid hair. They said they don't sell it separately, which, yeah, you do, because that's how you sell it. You sell a goddess and then you sell the little mermaid. But, I just went to the beauty supply and they had the passion twists in platinum, and they had some curly hair in platinum. So I just sprayed the roots with some temporary spray, and we're good to go. Oh, thanks, Jen. Yeah, I haven't found that yet, but don't you type nothing here. Haven't found it yet, but I'm gonna. But yeah. Okay. So what were we Googling? Controversy. I'm gonna be honest. If this is what I think it is, I have let's see. I have a theory. If this is what I think it is, I have a theory. I do not think. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought it was. Oh, you're sweet. You're a sweetheart. Here's the thing. I do not think that it's the products. I think it's the fact that y'all not shampooing your hair. And we have discussed this before. Like, please, if you're not shampooing your hair, expect hair loss. Okay? This is why people lose hair after weaves. This is why people lose hair after braids, after protective styles, because you're not shampooing your hair. Your scalp will literally give up the ghost. It will literally die. Okay? It will just go kaput, and then your hair will fall out. Like, it literally will fall out in clumps if you're not shampooing your hair. Okay? There are so many things that can kill your there's so many things that can kill your follicles off, and not shampooing your hair is one of them. Yeast, fungus, mildew, mold, all of these things naturally occur on the human body. Okay? So if you're not shampooing your hair and you're letting that just be in like a hot style, like, not for nothing, but when I'm working, I pin this up, right? I pin this up and it gets hot. Okay? The braids and stuff gets hot. So if you mean to tell me that you're not, like, there's a reason why after we, go to the beach, we change out of those wet underwear. There's a reason why we don't wear wet underwear, and all, like, the same thing happens on your head. So if you are not shampooing all of that stuff out and you're not properly drying your protective styles and all of that, you're going to lose hair. Now, I know a lot of you cold washed for a long, long time. And to me, what I'm reading here, that seems to be what the quote unquote controversy is. It's that, you're saying, all these people are saying that, these products took out my hair. No. You weren't shampooing your hair. It just so happens that Diva Curl was the popular, no poo at the time. And so now everybody's like, we need to avoid this. No, you just need to shampoo your hair. So to me, I guess that's my answer to that one. It's like, co-washing is a styling option. That is not a maintenance option. That's to refresh a style. That's not your maintenance. That's not how you maintain your hair. That's how you, like, okay, it's the middle of the week and I don't really feel like shampooing my hair again. Let me, just co-wash right quick. That it's not meant to be like how you wash your hair. It's just no bueno. Okay. Wash your damn hair. Okay. There's no way to get around that. There's no way to get around, well, what about this? What about apple cider vinegar? Use shampoo and shampoo your hair. Okay? Let's see. Next question. Okay. Biotin and Hairfinity pills. Okay, I think we've covered this already. You don't need a hair vitamin. You can just use a regular vitamin. Okay? Yes, hair vitamins work in the simple fact that they do supplement they might supplement a mineral or something that maybe you're lacking. Like, if you eat garbage, a hair pill is not going to help you. Like, you're better off just eating clean and drinking more water and exercising. But if your diet is not giving you the B vitamins that you need, then yeah, a hair vitamin will help. But it's only going to help anywhere from 15 to 30%. So that means that if your hair grows, the average hair grows half an inch a month, then you might see 3/4 of an inch a month. It's not going to all of a sudden just give you super long hair, right? It can increase your growth rate, but it absolutely will not make your hair thicker, fuller, or change the texture. If your texture is wonky because of poor nutrition, then maybe your texture might improve, but it's not going to change how your hair grows out of your head. Okay? I don't think that anybody needs a $60 hair vitamin. I just don't. I feel like a lot of companies get away with being able to say they use words that are misleading and vague, like promote, encourage, stimulate. These are words that you cannot disprove. So technically, they're not lying, right? Like they can't say that this product thickens your hair, but they imply that it does, right? So then you guys go out and buy them, and then it's like people will be like, "Oh, it didn't work." Like, think about it this way, right? If you know how there's certain body types, like some people, like me, I'm a carb girl. That's how I gain weight, because I like bread. I like bread because I like sugar, right? I like sweets. I like ice cream. I like chocolate. I like candy. So I'm a bread girl. I like bread. I like pasta. I like rice. That's how I gain weight. Now, there's other people that can eat carbs the way that I do and not gain weight. Okay? So for me to go like low carb or no carb and then lose a whole bunch of weight, and then somebody else does no carb and they don't lose any weight, can they really say that it doesn't work? No, it doesn't work for them, right? So if you're using a hair loss pill or a hair vitamin pill to address hair loss or something, but poor nutrition is not the reason for your hair loss, then no, that hair vitamin won't work for you because you haven't addressed the reason of why you're losing your hair. Okay? So this is why when all this anecdotal evidence of, oh, that doesn't work. No, it doesn't work for you because that's not what you should have been using. That's not what you should have been using to address your hair loss or your hair thinning or whatever. A vitamin is great, right? Any kind of vitamin, like you could just use a regular multivitamin and still get the same type of biotin or B12 that you're getting from the hair vitamin. Okay? Prenatal vitamins, I don't recommend at all because they usually have too much iron for somebody that's not pregnant. The fact is, prenatal vitamins do not give you the hair of a pregnant woman. The pregnancy hormones do that. So when people say, "Oh, my hair got so nice when I was pregnant," yeah, because you were pregnant. It's not because the prenatal vitamin. It was the pregnancy. So don't conflate the two, okay? Because they're not related at all, okay? Oh, thanks, Sauda. Thank you, sweetie. But I will say this, is that it's very important that as soon as you notice hair loss, go to the dermatologist, okay? Actually, you might even want to go to a trichologist because dermatologists, unless they specialize in scalp and hair care, it's like, I've even had dermatologists tell me that they refer people to trichologists because that's not their specialty. I mean, to be honest, like I've tried to get skin cancer screenings and you can't even get them. It's like 4 or 5 months out, but I can go get Botox tomorrow. So to me, they're not doing a lot of the skin care. They're not doing medical stuff to me. I feel like a lot of times when you can't go see a dermatologist for medical treatment, it's all cosmetic. So you can go get Botox, Restylane, fillers, and all of this from a dermatologist, but it's very difficult to go get medical treatment quickly. Okay? So I would recommend, if you think that you're suffering from hair loss, I would go see a trichologist because they would be able to identify the type of hair loss, whether it's like scarring alopecia, whether it's traction alopecia, centrifugal alopecia, like all of these different, and it's better to get it early because a lot of that stuff is reversible if you catch it in time. A lot of it is. So you don't have to like just be okay with your hair thinning. You do have options, but you have to act quickly. You have like, when all of a sudden your ponytail goes from like, you your scrunchie used to go around twice and now it goes around 3 or 4 times. You know that. You know the difference. So I would definitely go see a dermatologist quickly. But no, vitamins work within reason. Don't expect them to just turn your whole head around if you're going to keep, like, that's like, if I'm going to keep eating junk and, eating stuff I'm not supposed to eat and then think that I'm supposed to get a 6-pack. My boot camp coach used to say, you can't out-train bad nutrition. So all the working out it's not going to help if I'm still eating garbage. I still have to eat right and eat clean and eat what I'm supposed to eat. So it's you taking a hair vitamin and not washing your hair, but once a month is not going to help you. Okay? You can't out-product bad hair care. So I hope that helps. Let me see the next one. Besides water, what is your favorite Whey product to retain moisture between wash days? You can't retain moisture. That's not how hair works. You have to keep moisturizing. Meaning, like, if I drink water today, I can't drink water today for the whole week. Like, let's say if I'm supposed to have, how I don't even know how many ounces. 64 ounces of water a day? I can't drink my water for the week today. I have to drink water every day. So for however long, like, everybody kind of knows their threshold for when their hair starts to feel crispy and dry. For me, like, when I wear my hair curly, it's like 4 or 5, not even 4 days. I say 3 or 4. And then it starts to get a little crispy. But see, I like my hair crispy because then I get volume, right? When my hair is soft and fresh and just shampooed and conditioned, I don't get a lot of volume. I need it to get all janky so that I can get it big. But that's a personal choice, right? So when you feel like your hair, needs some moisture, that's your hair saying it's time to shampoo and condition again. That's not the time to say, what product should I use? The problem is that's what we do. Based on our schedules, based on whether we got to work, we gotta go to school, the kids are, sometimes your hair needs don't match up with your schedule. That's when you use, like, what I call, like, granola bar products, stuff to tide you over to your wash day. That's when you would use, like, a leave-in conditioner or something like that. I really don't like them. I would prefer that you guys shampoo and condition when your hair needs to, but I understand that that's just not possible for a lot of people, okay? But you have to get out of the idea that your hair can retain moisture. It cannot. It's not about retaining moisture. Your hair takes in as much moisture as it needs for this period of time, and then as that moisture, is absorbed into the hair, and it's like, then it's time for more moisture. So your hair doesn't, don't think of it as like, how can my hair retain this moisture? Some hair is not going to retain moisture just because of the condition of it. Bleached hair does not retain moisture. Porous, like very porous hair. So like anything that's chemically treated, chemically altered, bleached, relaxed, damaged, hair like that does not retain moisture because the cuticles are raised. So it's not going to retain moisture anyway. So it's like, if you're saying, how do I maintain moisture on bleached hair? Girl, you really can't. You just got to wet that hair often. You got to wet it all the time. All the time. All the time. So just think about it in terms of that. And it is perfectly normal for 3 days after you shampoo for your hair to start feeling crispy. I think one of the biggest problems with the whole natural hair thing is that a lot of people don't know what their hair is supposed to do. So a lot of people come in and they'll say, I have dry scalp because I have flakes. That's normal. That's dirty hair. Like, if you tell me that you get flakes 4 days after you shampoo, like that's when you start seeing them, sweetheart, that's dirty hair. That's not a scalp problem. You know what I mean? It's like you have these perfect expectations of your hair, and so many people don't know what the hair is like really supposed to do. That's one of the biggest problems, is that people look at things that happen to their hair and think that it's an issue, and it's not. Okay? Your hair feeling crispy 3 days after you shampoo is not an issue. That's not a problem. Is it inconvenient? Yes. Is it bothersome? Yes. Is it annoying? Yes. But is it a problem? No. Okay? It's not that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your hair. I will say this. Usually dry ends release moisture out of the hair faster. So if you haven't had a trim in a long time, you are going to feel like your hair is dry all the time, even after you shampoo. So that's why it's so important to like really get your trims on time. You're welcome, Alana. But don't think of it as like something is wrong with your hair. That's normal. It's normal. You know, just like when we go get a pedicure and, you know, they're pushing back your cuticles and stuff, that's normal. That's, you know, the way your cuticle area builds up, that's normal. Some people's builds up faster, some doesn't, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with your hair. Let's see. Oh, wrong. This is about to fall, I think. Okay. Girl, I'm sorry. They was sitting here. I couldn't not eat them. Let's see. Should women dye their hair while pregnant? Here's the thing. I think that back in the day, hair color used to be a lot more toxic. And anytime you put something on the scalp, it absolutely can be absorbed into your skin. Okay, the skin is one of the biggest, it is the biggest organ that we have, and absolutely things can be absorbed through the skin. A lot of poisons, a lot of toxins. Like, I mean, think about it. Think about the hormone patch, the anti-smoking patch, pain patches. So it's like, yeah, things can absolutely be absorbed into your bloodstream. So back in the day, you know, it was like, oh no, you shouldn't color. And the thing is, even doctors now will tell you, you know, avoid it for the first trimester, right? Avoid it for the first trimester. I think at this point, it's more of a better safe than sorry type situation. I think people would rather like not put it on the root. So I think a lot of people move on to foils. But I think it's more of historically, no, we didn't color when we had, you know, if we were pregnant, just because a lot of the stuff was toxic. Hair color used to be real, like even some cheaper ones now, a lot of them still have PPD in them, which is actually what most people are allergic to. Most people aren't allergic to the ammonia or the peroxide. They're allergic to the PPD. Oh, excuse me. And there are a lot of hair colors that professional and drugstore that still carry PPD, and there are a lot that don't. So I would always err on the side of safety and just go by what your doctor says. But I know that a lot of my pregnant clients have opted out of color, and if they do get color, it's in a foil so that it doesn't even touch the scalp at all. So that might be it. But yeah, back in the day, it was avoided just because that stuff used to be harsh. It was really harsh. Not so much anymore. Let's see. This one says, how well do you handle your finances? Girl. It is very difficult. It's very difficult. Pretty much right now, you have to stick to your budget when you're opening a salon. You have to, right now, every dime I have goes into the salon. Every penny that I have. Whether it's buying products, whether it is, buying furniture, saving for furniture, because I'm funding it myself, right? I don't have a loan. So everything has to be done piecemeal. And everything has to be done the right way, meaning I can't just go take some money and go buy paint or go buy something I need. No, it has to go through my business account. I have to purchase it with my business account. You have to have your finances separate. Like when I order something, I have to make sure that it says Fro House on it and not my name, so that come tax season, when I need to write this shit off, because bartenders and cosmetologists are the most audited industry in the country. We get audited more than any other industry. Okay? Just because it can be a cash business and they want to know where that money is coming from. And somebody like me that, I want to buy a house. I want to buy a building. So I'm not one of those people that don't report my tips. You know what I mean? Like, I report my shit because I need to be able to show these people how much money I'm actually making and all of this stuff. So for me, it's really about sticking to your budget. And my biggest problem, my biggest expense that I feel like I should cut down is Uber and Uber Eats. Those are my two big no-nos that I really need to get a handle on, because the amount of money that I spend on Uber, and it's funny now, even though I'm not going into Brooklyn anymore, I'm spending more money because I work 6 days a week. So I take a cab twice a day. 6 days a week. And that's if I don't go anywhere else. Okay? And then I have food delivery. I have a meal plan, and I still order Uber Eats. Oh, that buzzing. I don't understand why this won't stay. I don't get it. It's so horrible. Everything has to be accounted for. I keep every receipt. Every time I go to the beauty supply, every little whatever, I keep everything. If I go buy rubber bands, I keep it. If I, everything. You have to account for everything. And that's the hardest thing. I think that unfortunately, I was fortunate enough where I've worked for corporate salons. So you do learn a lot about product costs and things like that. But that's something that a lot of people don't think about, right? That's something clients don't think about, and it's something that hairstylists don't think about. Like, I read a lot of messages where people talk about, oh, everything is a la carte and everything is extra. Yeah, girl. Everything is extra because I have to pay for everything. So if you like come in, the standard color application, all over color application is 2 ounces. Now, of course, if you don't know how to color and if you don't know how to conserve that color, you'll end up spending a lot of money on color, right? So the price of the color service is based on the application of 2 ounces. So in most cases, if you use more than 2 ounces of color, you need to be charging more on that particular service. People don't think about that. They just think, oh, I got my color done. But that color costs money. Okay? When people say, oh, I want Olaplex, I'm like, okay, well, you got Olaplex money? Because Olaplex costs money. A thing of Olaplex, the big thing is $200. It's $200. And so then if I'm doing highlights, most of the time you're mixing more than 12 ounces of bleach, right? If you're doing, a full head of highlights, you're mixing at least, because you don't want to mix up the whole bowl at a time, because then the color starts to process weird. So you mix 3 separate bowls. So that's 3 separate bowls that you got to put Olaplex in 3 separate times. That's money. That is money. Olaplex, I'm not just like, you know how you can just, it's not like you just taking out frosting and frosting a cake, even with relaxer. When you get a jug of relaxer, it says 70 applications inside it. So that 70 applications has to make a certain amount of money. So let's say, for instance, I'm not paying attention to how many ounces of relaxer I'm using per client. I'm losing money. Right? If this relaxer is supposed to last me for 70 applications and I pay for it, and then I end up only using it for 50 applications because I use too much, I'm losing money. And that kind of product usage and product loss, it adds up at the end of the year. Right? So all of these things matter. All of these things matter when you're running a salon. Okay? So like part of what's important is that you have the cash and the capital to buy the products that you need when you need them. Right? So that means I have 2 relaxer clients, which means I don't have to buy relaxer often, but when I have to buy it, I have to buy it. Like I need to buy it and I need to have it, right? So everything costs money. And it's not just like, I know so many people. I remember when curl formers came out and this girl asked me about curl formers. I was like, no, I won't be carrying curl formers. And so she was like, why? I said, well, because first of all, they're like, at that time, they were really expensive. I think they were like $40, $50 a pack. And I was like, you know how much a rod set would be with curl formers? But she wasn't thinking about it like that. She was thinking about it with like, oh, well, you just buy them once and then you just charge regular prices. Fuck no. That's not how that works at all. That is not how that works. You don't get a steamer and then charge $20 a steam until the steamer is paid for. That's not how that works. If I'm buying a steamer, I'm buying it because it's a revenue generator. I'm not charging for it to pay it off. You're buying it to add a revenue generating item to your business. That's one of the biggest problems. I think that there's a disconnect, not even just with stylists and clients, but also with stylists, because a lot of stylists don't understand this. I've had a lot of stylists that tell me that they don't charge extra for deep conditions. It's more time and it's more product. Why wouldn't you charge more? You can't even go over to Burger King and get you an extra sauce for no money. You know what I mean? So it's really, really, really important that when it comes down to handling your finances for a salon, you have to be very, very, very deliberate. Like when my friends call me and they say, oh, what are you doing? And I say paperwork, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm counting up money, trying to make sure I have money for next month, trying to make sure I have money for next week, trying to make sure I have enough color. Like, who's coming this week? Because here's the thing. I'm not a big salon and it's just me here right now. I don't have any other stylists bringing in money. It's just me, right? So that means I have to look at my calendar and say, okay, who's coming this week? What are they getting done? Are they getting color? Okay, so let's say this client, I know she gets color and she always gets black. I don't have a lot of clients that get black color, right? So I don't just always have it. So I got to go back there and check to see if I have it, right? Do I have it? No. Okay, so do I have enough money to go get color? Do I have enough money to go get color for the 12 clients that I have this week? All of this is why cash flow planning is so important. Because you have to be able to have the money to actually operate your business. And that's where a lot of businesses fail. Okay? You don't have the cash to actually operate your business. Okay? I have to have the cash to make sure that I pay the utilities, because if I don't pay the utilities, they're going to turn everything in here off and then I can't do no hair. Right? So all of these things matter. And yeah, there's a lot of juggling. There's a lot of juggling. A lot of juggling. A lot of juggling. Did I say there was a lot of juggling? Because it's a lot of juggling. Okay? And I've done it before, but there's so many things that you have to remember. There's so many things that you have to remember. Like, I literally carry around my laptop. I carry around my big old bag because any moment that I have some free time, I have to be, because January is coming. January and August are the two slowest months for hairstylists. I have to be prepared for that month. I have to have that rent already paid, and I have to have money for bills for January. You know what I mean? You have to, it's not even, and I have to pay sales tax. So, like, sometimes I'll get people saying, oh, well, you said it was $300. Yeah, but I pay tax. I know a lot of people think that a lot of hairstylists just collect cash money. I don't. I rarely deal in cash at all. I always do my taxes because I want to buy a house. So I have to be able to prove to these people how much money I'm actually making. Not how much can I say I'm making, but they want every dime accounted for. The IRS want their fucking money. And so I don't want them breathing down my neck, and I don't want them like auditing me. So I keep everything. I keep absolutely everything. Every receipt, like, if even my Uber account is a business account, because then at the end of the year, I can just print out all of my stuff. The new computer I bought from Target, I bought it with my business account because it's for work. Everything, even the stuff I bought off of Facebook Marketplace, I bought it with, like, I arranged to purchase everything through my business Facebook account, so that now I have a transcript of, okay, this is how much I paid for this, just in case I did pay cash. I like everything, because that mirror, I haven't even hung it yet because I have to get it insured before I hang it, because if them fuckers drop it, I have to be able to not only replace it, but I don't want to be out that money. So I have to have that insured. So everything in here, it's like I have to know what's the replacement cost. It's not just about how much did it cost me. It's like, how much is it going to cost for me to replace? So all of this, everything, it's like, it's not just like, oh, decorate it and make it cute and then all of this. No. That's the easy stuff. That's the fun stuff. Decorating is the fun stuff. But the hard stuff comes after that. The hard stuff comes when you can't find, an envelope full of receipts for March that you need to be able to offset your tax liabilities. That's when the hard stuff comes. Why are August and January slow months? August, everybody's on vacation. Everybody's on vacation, and that's like the hottest month in the summertime. Nobody is getting their hair done. And January, all the parties are over. If you notice, January is a very dead month, right? So we don't really start working again until Valentine's Day comes along. Christmas is done. Hanukkah is done. New Year's is done. Like, there's nothing going on. December is a very, 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 very busy month. You have Christmas parties, office parties, family parties. You have, people are taking pictures, Christmas pictures for their Christmas cards. It's a busy month. But then right after that, once New Year's is over, there's no parties. Everybody's broke, right? Everybody has spent money on Christmas. Everybody's broke. Nobody is shopping. Nobody is going to get their hair done. So you need to plan for that. That is usually when hairstylists go on vacation. That's when I go home. I go home to see my family in January because I'm not busy. And not only that, but the tickets to Seattle, the tickets to LA are like $100 and some because everybody is done traveling. Like, if you go, let's see, I've gone to Seattle on a January 3rd, and I've paid $111 each way. When the week before it was like $800. So all of these things matter. Like a lot of people, fortunately, summer is not super low. Summer is not a bad time for me because most of my clients, they don't really wear their hair straight. So if I was a hairstylist that all I did was blowouts, yeah, it's so slow. For salons that do blowouts, it's very slow because it's too hot. Ain't nobody trying to get their hair blown out especially in New York. It's not like we're somewhere where it's just a dry heat. But if most of the time my clients, they still come and get their hair done, but they come and get wash and goes. So we'll blow them out, trim them up, and then they go back to a wash and go. If I didn't offer that service, if I didn't offer that option, then I'd probably be screwed. See, all of these things matter, okay? All of these things matter. You know, you could have like a really busy week coming up and then it rains. Don't nobody want to get their hair done when it rains? So that money that you were expecting is no longer coming. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's why cash flow planning is so important. Let me tell you something. Stacy don't have a peak season. Stacy sells out in 6 minutes. My babysitter, I call her my babysitter because she babysits my dog. My babysitter texted me. I told her Stacy opens up her books at 12. My babysitter texted me to say, girl, Stacy is booked up already and it's 12:06. Stacy don't have a peak season. Stacy is always peak. Because everybody wears their hair braided. Stacy don't really have like, you know, she's not in an area where it's not a lot of black people. You know what I mean? So people always gonna get their hair braided. Stacy don't have no peak season. Stacy's always peak. I can't even get my hair done by Stacy. I can't get in. I wish I had a sledgehammer. Now, I need to get that fixed. I have no idea how much it's going to cost me. I just know that it's buzzing. The speaker is buzzing. The talk speaker for when somebody wants to talk through the door. When you push the talk button down, it doesn't make that sound, right? So I'm trying to tape the button down and it keeps popping up. That's an expense. That's an unexpected expense. I have no idea how much that's going to cost me to fix. And the person that I'm going to have to come fix it, they're going to come, pull out a wire, and charge me $125 just for coming out here. But what can I say? I'm a service provider as well. That's the service he provides. I got to pay it. I got to pay it and smile. Because that's what I do. So, but that's an unexpected expense. That wasn't doing that when I got here. So that has to be budgeted in too. What are some unexpected expenses that might happen? My hair dryer might break. So I have 2 or 3. My flat iron might peter out. So I have to have more flat irons. Okay? Let's say for instance, I have my hair dryers plugged in. I have them all plugged in. And then there's a surge and all 3 of my hair dryers are burnt up. To replace those hair dryers, that's going to be about $400 because they were 120 something each. No, $150 because that's a turbo. So yeah, when y'all be thinking that, oh yeah, stylists be having that money. Nah, because some of us be selling food stamps on the side. So, I mean, I love what I do. And yeah, it can be very flexible and be very lucrative and stuff. And sometimes it ain't. Sometimes it's not. But you have to be prepared for that. It's just like doing anything, selling commission. You might have a great 6 months, and then like the recession is coming. The recession is coming. So what am I going to do to be prepared for that? Even though the beauty industry, it can withstand some hard times, but it's still affected. It's still affected. Like a lot of my clients, when I was working down in Soho, a lot of my clients lived in that area. A lot of my clients worked in the financial district. So when we had Hurricane Sandy, it was slow for like 2 to 3 months. I had clients that lost everything. I had clients whose homes were flooded, so they're not coming in. So it's like, and I'm sorry, but you know, I've had a lot of clients where I was like, just don't worry about it. Just come get your hair done. Especially because those were the clients that stuck by me when I wasn't well or I was sick or I was struggling, and they would always pay full price. Yeah, you can come get your hair done. So you're going to have those moments. You're going to have those moments when something happens. When something happens with your business. You're going to have when something happens with the neighborhood. Yesterday, they turned my water off because there's a leak. So they had water off for the whole building. That's money. That cost me money. I didn't have to pay the repair guy or anything because it was upstairs, but that cost me money. Stuff like that happens, it costs me money. That freaking buzzing, I swear. I don't know what to do. It won't stay down. I don't know why. Oh. I love the offense. Lord, I'm leaving blonde curly hair all over the place. Okay. So, yes, that's how I handle my finances. I should have an accountant. I really should, because there's a lot of tax strategies and stuff that I need to be taking advantage of that I'm not taking advantage of currently that I really need to be. I really need to be. Like there's a lot of home purchasing stuff that I'm going to do through my business because the tax benefits are, yeah. The tax benefits of owning a home or owning a 3-family or mixed unit building are completely different if I buy it through my company versus if I actually am part of one already. It's I actually start my classes this Saturday. It's a 12-week program. It's like a capital development company. So 12 weeks, 3 hours Saturday morning. And at the end of the course, I get some money. But it's like, it's more than just that. It's more than just, getting the money. It's about how to develop my business and scale my business and all the stuff that I need that, things are different now. Like things are not, you can't run a salon the way you ran a salon 10 years ago. The market is different. How we pay employees are different. A lot of people don't know this, but you can't booth rent in New Jersey. I have to hire employees. I can't rent out booths or rent out chairs. It's illegal. So they're going to be employees, which means I'm going to be paying unemployment, disability. I have to pay out PTO, sick days, all that. It's right on the tip of my tongue, literally. Rising Tide. It's Rising Tide Capital Development. And it's in Jersey City. And they actually still have room in the class. And they have information sessions at Hudson Community College. So it's called Rising Tide Capital, and they have an Instagram page. You know what? A lot of states are trying to do it because booth rent makes it very hard for the state to get their money. Because if you're a booth renter, you can get cash money, so you can lie about how much money you're making. That's why they changed it. Like I can't tell you how long it's been like that because I just recently got my Jersey license. So I've had a New York license and I've had my Washington State license, all places where booth rent is legal. Washington, my sister said that Dewana said that they're trying to do that in Washington now because it's very hard to calculate how much people are actually making when they rent a booth versus when they're an employee. You fill out your W-9 and then, or your your W-9, and then they can track how much you're making. So, yeah. It's a lot. Even my Bustelo and Splenda and water delivery, all of that goes through my business account. Anything I purchase for this place, I keep that receipt because I'm writing it all off because it's the cost of doing business. When I have employees and I institute a dress code, because there's the dress code, they are able to write whatever they buy for work, they can write it off because it's a uniform and they need it for work. Because I'm a hairstylist, any magazine, any fashion magazine, brush, comb, bobby pin, anything that I buy for my work is tax deductible. And I never take the automatic deduction because I always spend more than $2,000, $3,000 or whatever, $2,500. So all of my Sephora stuff, where I'm Rouge benefits, that gets written off. When I go home, I book some haircuts so I can write the trip off. Every class I take, every hair show I go to, even every webinar I buy. If you buy a webinar and you print out that certificate, you get your receipt, you write that off. The reason that companies like GE, Amazon, it's not that they don't owe taxes. They don't pay taxes. They don't pay taxes because of all of the write-offs that they receive for different things. Like when you offer stock options as a corporation, the value of those stock options you can write off. So it's not that GE doesn't have tax liabilities, it's that they have tax benefits. They know all of the loopholes, all of the strategies, all of the things that small business owners don't know to write it off. Perfect example. Let's say that I buy a mixed unit building as an individual, right? Oh, I better plug this in. Okay. All right, I'm gonna move y'all. Let's say I buy a mixed unit as an individual, right? Now, as an individual, if I have renters, right, and I have to fix something, let's say I have to fix a floor, that's the cost of doing, that's not what we call a capital improvement, right? I just have to fix that. I have to fix the apartment that they're living in, and it's going to cost me money. Now, if as a business I own that building and I fix the floor, that's a capital improvement. I can write that off. If I'm an LLC, I can write those repairs off. So basically, it's lowering my tax liability. These are things that they don't teach average people, right? They're not going to teach you how to not pay taxes at all. They're not going to teach you that. And I know a lot of people get paid under the table, and you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Especially if you want to buy something. I know a lot of people, they ask me, oh, do you prefer cash or cash? First of all, I don't like cash. I don't like cash because I spend cash. Cashapp is fine for me. I like being able to prove how much money I make because I have plans. So I'm not like it. Like I respect the fact that people, are like, oh, well, if you want cash or whatever, okay, that's great. But yeah, I don't prefer. I know some people like, oh, I prefer cash. Excuse me. But first of all, I don't prefer how you tip me. That's one. But that's just, doing hair is the easy part. Like, no lie. Doing hair is the easy part. It's the what I was doing just now, like the making sure this bill, I don't forget about this bill, making sure that this form is turned in on time. Making, like, that's the hard part. And that's where usually things get jacked up, because something slips through the cracks. So it's not even just about handling my finances. It's literally about, the planning of it. Like the planning. Like, I need to have this much money 17 days from now. I need to have this much money 12 days from now. I need to have this much money yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, that's the hardest part. But the only thing that I can do is, because I have a brain of a squirrel when it comes to stuff like that, is like, I take my black seed oil to try to focus and all that and just write everything down. Like, I don't mind having stuff on my phone, but I'm a writer downer. I got to write it out to remember it. So all of that matters. All of that matters. But it's just part of owning a business. Like, it's not easy. Like, I know some people get really like, oh yeah, you must. I remember the Uber driver's like, oh, you must make a lot of money. First of all, rude. And second of all, no. What I make and what I take home are two totally different things. They can't even wave to each other. That's how far apart they are. Okay? They not even. NYU Medical, NYU Langone, they see money before I do. Okay? So, Sally Mae, all them hoes, like, that's who I'm working for. But that's also what you have to do if you want the autonomy that you want. So, but I mean, yeah. So, it's like your finances, it's like you just got to stay on top of them. That's it. It's giving me 25 seconds, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad I got all the questions answered. We'll do this again in a couple of days. I like this. Thanks for hanging out. About to go finish those grapes. Enjoy your night.